Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I have a special message for you, and this is your reminder that you are on the right path and what you are seeking is seeking you. Often the universe is trying to remind you that by tuning to the energy of your wanting future, you start attracting it into your life. But because we're easily distracted by all the worries and all the limited beliefs we have towards life and towards our future, we forget about the importance of our imagination and trust into the process. So I have for you 8 reminders that will help you to realign yourself with what you want to experience in your life. Today I'm also sharing with you painting with the name Transcendence, and this painting is a symbol of transcendence and the liberation of the heart center. So at the end you will notice that there's a heart with the wings, and many of you have already seen it before. So it's actually a reminder. Intention behind it was to be as a reminder to open your heart and trust its guidance. May you always feel protected and safe, and may your inner divine mechanism always show you the way, which is the best for your greatest possible evolution. Because there's so much truth when it comes to that understanding what's right, because even the word universe means one verse, and it's a one song, one sound, and that one sound is navigating us through life, right? And it is always resonating within us. It's like something that we sense, okay, this is what I need to do. And the energies right now are really strong when it comes to sensing that inner compass. Maybe you feel like there's a need to completely shift your life because so many things that you were doing in the past are not resonating with you anymore. That's why so many people may experience a lot of that internal sensation of sadness and feeling stuck, because the way we've been living our lives is not resonating with that inner sound. You know, when we start listening that sound that's within us, we start dancing to it. And that's what artists are doing when they start expressing it. They start making a beautiful art that can inspire people. And even psychologists will say that artists are people who are pushing the society forward, who are actually pushing the culture forward. And that's what we need. So science later can observe the truth within all those mind-blowing things that may come out from artists. So there's so much importance of recognizing that inner song. And often people may say, well, I've heard so many times to follow my dreams, but I don't have a dream. But the truth is that you've been too distracted with a busy life that you forgot about the only real importance, which is to live. Because life is all about living, and most people are not living. So the question is, what sparks life in your life? And that's what we need to focus on. So my friends, the first reminder is that you're always gravitated towards what you care the most. What I care the most is life. I want to feel life. I want to experience life. Making art to me is a moment where, or a sequence of moments where I experience the most life. When I'm not doing that, I love to go in nature. And that's something that I'm reminding you always. So become aware of what you care the most right now, on the conscious level, but also on the subconscious level. Because sometimes we care the most about something that is robbing us life, right? I need to do this, I need to do that. But recognize what sparks life within you and focus more on that. The second reminder, create space for positive change. So, my friends, if we imagine ourselves as a cup, right? Let's imagine your body as a cup of energy. If that cup is filled with garbage, with poison, too much of information and ideas of everything about the negativity and how things can go wrong, there's no space for positive changes in your life. So we need to learn to empty that cup so we can create space for something brighter, for some light to enter in, right? So how can one create space for positive changes? Well, when we recognize how often we fall into those negative patterns, we'll notice that it's something we are repeating constantly. But there's another way, right? If we say to ourselves, well, today I will start my new life. Today is the beginning of my new life. I will do more of the things that brings life into my life, right? And you know, sometimes just reading some poetry will help us to see a life from other perspective. And that's what we need to focus on. So create space for positive changes and shake off what's not serving you. So empty your cup so we can fill it with knowledge that can help you to live a life you want to live. So fill your cup with something that inspires you, like a good book or whatever will awaken light within you. If that's meditation, if that's prayer, focus on that, my friends. The third reminder is that the universe is always reminding you that you can adapt well to any situation. Just never lose your focus. Never lose your focus. So whatever the situation is right now, if we look around us, we may see so many crazy things are happening, right? So many people are talking about artificial intelligence. So many people have many crazy opinions around it. Then, so much is going on in human minds about gender and all the ideas around it. Like, nature would be so complicated. Like, it's hard to find our roots, right? So we need to notice, where are our roots? What's our safe ground, right? Where we feel at home. So we can recognize that, well, whatever is happening may be our present experience right now, but never lose a focus of how you want to live your life. Because, well, we will adapt to whatever is happening, but our focus is directing us towards where we want to be. And if collectively we're able to focus on what we wish to see in the world, we'll be able to download greater ideas that will help us to become who we wish to be, so we can create a life for the collective that we wish to live. And there's a lot of power in our focus. And it's much easier to focus onto something that we want to see when we get into the knowledge that helps us to create a better life, right? That's why it's so important, what I mentioned before, to fill up your cup with what can help you and inspire you to live a life you want to live, and focus more on that. The fourth reminder is that you always get in life what you settle for. So stop settling for what you don't want in your life. You know that when you agree or accept something that you don't want, it will become your standard, and your standard will become your reality. When you stop settling for what you don't want, you will start seeking the ways to get to where you want to be, And that's where people see the opportunities and solutions in the same places where other people see problems. And that's something that is life-changing because we just expand our awareness. And it's a change in the state of being, right? When you change your thoughts and you elevate your emotional state a little bit by expanding your awareness that maybe things are not as bad as you thought they are, because suddenly there's so much to appreciate, suddenly there's so much to be grateful for, and suddenly there's so much to learn about. Suddenly we see more opportunities, and more opportunities will bring us more possibilities to choose what's healthier for us. And the power is in the right choice, right? And what I mentioned at the beginning, when you recognize your inner sound, the inner compass, it will be much easier to choose what feels right for you. The fifth reminder: every prayer or intention is always heard. Every prayer or intention is always heard. You may think that it's not true because you've been praying for something that never happened. But the question is, from where those intentions were coming from? Are they coming from your mind or your heart? What are the prayers? You know, prayer is not just saying some words. Prayer means that you align your thoughts and your emotions so you can experience harmony within your body. That's the prayer. Prayer is the feeling. It was never the mind. Prayer was never, you know, intentions are sent out when we align our mind and heart. That's what monks are doing when they're praying, saying mantras. They're aligning their mind and hearts, mind and bodies, so they experience an energy of the prayer, and that's the real prayer. So every prayer or intention is heard, and we need to learn to pray in that true way. So what's the true way of a prayer? In tune, like I said at the beginning, in tune with the energy of your future. When you're praying for something, do not pray for it. Pray as it is already present. When you're praying for peace, pray in peace. Like the peace is already present. That's the real prayer. And it is life-changing. A different concept. So every prayer or intention is heard. And intentions are so powerful because, you know, for example, when you start living your life more intentionally, like every single moment you remind yourself, what's my intention right now? Because often we're just wasting time doing nothing. But when we ask ourselves about intentions, what's my intention right now? We start living our lives more consciously, and there will be many moments where we'll just notice, well, right now I don't want to waste my life. I want to do something meaningful, and that's powerful. The sixth reminder is that the activities and places that fill you with joy are the activities and places where your intuition wishes you to be. So, you know that inner compass is guiding us towards certain directions. And the quality of joy always tells us that this is what's meant to be. This is where we are meant to be. So the activities and places that fill you with joy are the activities and places where your intuition wishes you to be. So ask yourself where you feel the most joyful. What's the place, the location where you feel the most joyful? Go there more often. or visualize it more often. I have actually, sometimes I'm visualizing being at my favorite beach because I can't be there always. It's in Spain somewhere. I was some years ago when me and Mai were traveling. It was just the time where we've quitted our jobs and we went for our life trip for months. We've been traveling with the idea that we will be traveling as long as we find what we truly want to do with our lives. And there was a beach where we were going every single morning for watching the sunrises. And I'm still visualizing that beach every time when I need that great calmness. Like if something heavy is happening in my life, I will go into meditation and I will visualize that beach and morning sunrise, and that's something that calms me down. I experience a great joy for being, and that's in that joy it's much easier for me to think clearly how to observe maybe the present situation in my life, and from what perspective should I or how could I treat it so it would turn into something beautiful, like the alchemy, right? How to transmute darkness into light. And we can only do it if we're able to think clearly, and we can only think clearly when we're in peace with ourselves. So make sure that you find a place in your heart that fill you with joy. And another thing, the activity. What sparks joy in your life? Like making art, dancing, singing, working out, being on long walks in your favorite forests or beaches, or meeting your favorite people, watching your favorite movie, whatever it is. Do those things more often, especially at the days when it feels the hardest. Do those things. That's what is raising your energy, so you remind yourself of what is truly important in your life. The seventh reminder. People that are putting you down, when you meet certain people that are putting you down, those people are actually messengers from the universe that your success is rising, that you are becoming successful. So whatever success is, to me success is that I am more at peace with myself than I was yesterday, that I'm healthier than I was yesterday, that my mental state and emotional state is healthier than it was yesterday. To me, that's success. And sometimes when we are becoming more successful, certain people start putting us down, right? It happens sometimes. So use it as a sign that your success is rising. When people are pulling you down, especially when you have a great dream, it means that you're already becoming more successful. Most people don't have even a dream. You have a dream, that's a great sign. When you have a dream, people will say to you it's not possible. They will start to pull you down. And that's a sign that you're becoming successful. So trust the dream, not what people say about your dream. And the eighth sign, reminder, my friends, is that when you feel most alone, your higher power, the higher self, the greater consciousness is closest to you. So you need to know that life is too precious to be sad about something that is fleeting. The end of a chapter will always bring you a new one. So you need to prepare yourself for something that's coming, that's always greater than what's gone. So when you feel the most alone, your higher power is closest to you. And that's something that we often misunderstand, right? When we are the most alone, often people say, well, I'm lonely just because I don't have anyone to share my pain with. But what if you've just a little bit lost yourself in the attachment to material world? What if you've forgotten that it's just a glimpse of experience of life? What you are sensing right now and experiencing, what if that's just a glimpse of something much bigger? And if you're able to get into the inner quietness, you know, science, the neuroscience will tell us that if we're able to calm down the brain from beta brainwave frequency into alpha brainwave frequency and later into theta brainwave frequency, we'll experience the inner quietness. And in that inner quietness, we go from selfish to selfless. We go from egoistic perspective to compassionate perspective. It happens naturally. We are not forcing some positive, compassionate thinking. It just happens naturally. So the easiest practice to do that is to calm down your body, calm down your muscles, and focus on the empty space within your body. When you're focusing on empty space, like the space between one ear and another, the space between your eyes, the space between the left and the right shoulder, you will stop thinking about all the important things in your life, and you will focus on something that is much bigger than this life that we are so attached to. And that's where we experience quietness. And in that quietness, we usually feel a presence of something much more powerful that just calms our hearts. And that's something that we need to remind ourselves in this busy life, in the world that is constantly trying to distract us. We need to become more familiar with that higher power, because that's what inspires us to be a greater example, to demonstrate what you want to see on the world, to become that version of yourself that is demonstrating what you want to see around yourself. So that's something that everybody can do it. And I think we all have a great opportunity right now to become more familiar with that aspect of us. So my friends, I will leave you here. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. The reason that I'm sharing this painting with you today is because I'm running a new giveaway on my Instagram page, AttractPassion, where you can win a free print of this painting. So go there and check it out. Also, thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop, AttractPassion. You're all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.